Okay, we are back here on Behind Closed Doors. Today is May 20th. May's almost over. This is Behind Closed Doors. We have Chris from Pfaff back on. Chris, how many times today have you ordered from Postmates?
Let's play a game called Guess Who's in Florida.
What gave it away? Was it the Yeti or was it the fenced-in pool?
It's the fenced-in pool. How many times have I ordered Postmates today? Well, I'd say technically 3. We got to order a water real late last night. Got some breakfast this morning, and Sugarfish just arrived. So we have a big lunch plan.
Pete, I know this is the topic for later, but Drama, did you see my Uber Eats hack?
No, I saw, what was it? I saw you.
Someone doesn't read the newsletters.
You have to go read this newsletter. You'll
Okay,
love
I'll read it. I'll read it because it looked really good. And then Pete said it was really good, and I flagged it, but I didn't read it yet.
Pretty much in 2017 for a full year, I had unlimited Uber Eats for free. So when they were doing the give 20, get 20 discount code, I took my code and I bought Google AdWords against it. So anyone that was searching like free Uber first ride or free Uber Eats first whatever, it had millions of searches. I was paying like literally 20 cents a click. And every time they would use my code, I get $20 of credit. So I had like literally like almost $100,000 in Uber Eats credit. And I would Uber Eats like 5 times a day. I was using it like you. I would order like waters. I would order Red Bulls. Like I ordered like 6 Gatorades from Panda Express. Like just the weirdest shit because I just had unlimited credit for a year.
Yeah, damn it, man. That's why that's why you get to enjoy the luxuries of life like a backyard in Florida because you can figure it out.
Okay, one of the biggest things right now happening, which I've gotten a lot of people hitting me up, and I don't even work at Young and Reckless, first of all, but people hitting me to get the equipment or to get this merch. But you just dropped an NBA line.
Yeah.
And it's hot.
Yeah, it's really hot.
You know, it's hot when Young and Reckless, like obviously my friends have gotten older, as have I. And, whatever. My friends aren't exactly like the Young and Reckless audience. So, I know something's really hot when my phone starts blowing up from my own friends asking me to send it to them. So I've had a lot of Young and Reckless fans coming out of the woodwork this week.
Yeah.
It's really hot. So was it hard to put for example, the Lakers and a Lion, like those aren't associated with the brand. Is it hard to get the licensing and clearance for that?
Yeah. So really hard. So definitely the hardest we've ever dealt with. And I get it, they're the NBA and an organization like that obviously has a lot of rules, but a lot of rules. Like there's critiques about how close their logo is to our logo. Like there has to be a certain level of distance and just certain things. And the way we word everything is really critiqued. But I'll be honest, when we initially sent over the designs for this collection that dropped this week, I thought there was no way they were going to approve any of it. Because like you said, we used a lion, which really that's kind of an ode to LeBron. We used a lion for Lakers, and we just really experimental. And they approved that really quickly. So you can never really guess. I mean, they have been great partners, and I'm just not trying to just be political. You can tell that they really want whoever they partner with to succeed, and they want to be supportive, but they also want it done by their rules. And so, yeah, it's been a tricky one to navigate, but we finally got to launch day. And then, we've been working on this for a while. And then when NBA got shut down that day, I was like, oh my gosh, I knew our stuff was about to drop. We timed it to drop around the finals. This would have been NBA finals.
This would be so hot right now.
Yeah. And
it's still
and it still worked, and I think a lot of people miss the NBA. Obviously the NBA is such a part of people's lives. And I think, we are seeing a lot of steam on the Chicago Bulls stuff because of
the
Last Dance.
Yeah.
So great moment for that. We lucked out there because we dropped it the day after the season finale. But yeah, it was supposed to be this big finals thing. We had we kind of guessed on the teams for another drop that we thought would make it to the finals, and we were going to release a finals pack. And
who did you think? Who was your
Clippers
bet?
and Bucks?
It was, obviously Lakers. Who else was in there? Clippers, Bucks.
Probably the Bucks, yeah.
Yeah, I know those were in there. So you'll see there's a Bucks design coming, but we just guessed on who we thought would make it. And
I'm seeing all the designs. Keeping my mouth shut, but boy.
Oh, yeah, you see them all. Yeah, there's a lot. And we tiered, and I'm going to be really honest too, because this is a business show, we were unsure about this first drop. So we put it first to kind of ease into it because it is really like it looks super vintage. It's super streetwear. It's a totally different take on sports. And so we were kind of prepared for it to be too like above, you know, our audience head, and they just want like basic stuff. So we were wrong. The sales have been incredible, and it almost makes me worry about like, is there still going to be people there when we release the other ones? Because we have a lot more stuff coming.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's been great
Stuff on that. It's awesome.
I mean, the fan base is really deep, so who knows?
Really happy. And I'll tell you guys too, like you know, we haven't had wild success with our collaborations online. Like they've always done well in PacSun and at our retailers, but you know, we've created a really price conscious brand. We do a lot of cool sales and stuff like that. And I think we've built an audience around that. So I was also really worried about like, you know, obviously advances for licenses and stuff aren't cheap for the NBA. So I was worried, would it really resonate? And this is by far the most success we've had, and definitely the quickest success we've had. Like the moment we dropped it, we had a big day. Both days since have been big. So I'm feeling really happy about our chances of being able to do more things like this online.
Amazing. Keep it going.
Thank you guys.
Taylor in Florida. Okay, what is Florida like? Give us a quick rundown. We're seeing your story, and there's some snippets in there, but
You seen an alligator? Any bath salts?
Yeah. So we actually had, my girlfriend's family has a little English bulldog, similar to mine. And he was like at the edge of the lake, like almost neck deep. And it was like actually scary because we saw a gator skirt coming over, and we're like, fuck, like these gators eat these dogs. Like someone drove by and like said the gator ate their dog like this year. So it's pretty gnarly. Welcome to Florida. We got my girlfriend's mom over here with a big bonfire. Doesn't get more Florida than that.
Hi,
hey, you
Mom.
Floridans.
Oh my gosh, that is so Florida. Good for you, man. You're really thriving, and you and Pete both. You're, you know, I am going to be scared when you come back, and I'm going to definitely keep my 6 feet. But I'm happy you're really living a good life during this lockdown.
Life is good. Oh, I got some updates from the plane too, because I did fly here. I was kind of low key about it. It was full. The middle seat was taken, so we were sitting 3 across. I remember I called Parker after. He's like, "Was your plane full?" I was like, "Yeah, it was 3 in my row." And he was like, "Ew, so gross." You walk on, they give you a little goodie bag. So it's like a water and a snack in a bag as you walk in, because they do no flight service or anything.
Yeah. Holy cow. I can't believe, I thought they weren't even like selling middle rows.
The planes were packed.
That's what they keep saying, but now there's reports on Daily Mail and everywhere where these like planes are just packed.
It's over, man. Quarantine's over. Let's just go ahead and get into. What do you say?
I had a big dude next to me, and like he was like all up in my personal space, like all over my armrest, and I was just like, "Ooh, bro."
Yeah, it's over, man. I think we should just go ahead and get ready for phase 2. You know, the second wave. We'll get through that.
We're like past phase 2. This last week was phase 2. This weekend's phase 2.
No, I'm saying phase 2, like resurgence of the virus.
Oh,
not phase 2 of partying, Pete.
Yeah, phase 2 of partying. Don't worry, Pete. You're fine. Phase 2 still will go off without a hitch. Yeah, but I'm curious, man. I'm real curious to see. But the thing that is fishy to me, and I don't like to go conspiracy here, but it's really fishy that, you know, the numbers haven't spiked.
Yeah.
Is the virus even real?
Unclear, you know?
Are the tests real? You know, we found out yesterday from Jeff Toll. I don't really know.
I don't know. Things are starting not to add up. So, Pete, you'll be in Palm Springs this weekend?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, let us know how that goes.
Drinking plenty of these guys.
You're warming up already?
Yeah. Hey, why not? It's practically Friday at this point.
Every day is Friday, Pete.
Yeah, in this office, all by myself.
I see you're in my office again, so that's good. Glad.
Yeah, this is my home headquarters.
Take it over to your office.
Yeah. I see you made the whiteboard. Those definitely aren't my writing. So.
Nope, that's all me and Taylor.
Okay, great.
We appreciate all your upgrades that you made before you left the office. That's now just.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you guys are comfy, you know?
Yeah, thank you. The chair's great.
Totally. It's a great chair.
Speaking of, I don't even know, speaking of what, Taylor is all mad because he finally got a request from somebody very close to you. Rob Dyrdek messaged him on LinkedIn.
Put that in our group chat. Dyrdek sent me a LinkedIn connection request.
With a message on it.
And just said, Schemer McSchemerton or something. Schemy McSchemerton.
Yeah.
It was at this point that I knew this show made it.
Yeah, well, let me tell you what, Pete. One thing you'll learn is that the eyes of Robert are always watching. And,
Apparently.
you know, you got to be careful what you say. What's funny is, he listens to group chat, and I know that, and every now and then he'll write me like, a comment or disagreeing or agreeing or whatever. But he didn't say anything about that. And so I was like, oh, he's probably not watching, the news show. Like, let's give it some time here. Sure enough, he's watching it. So you're going to have to, explain.
Can we get any feedback on what he addressed exactly? Was he just like...
No, I'll just tell you, he's not happy, and he wants to talk to you, and he wants it to be on a public forum, and he wants you to explain why all of his success and his hard work is being classified as scheming.
Yes. I'm so excited for the Pete versus Rob showdown.
Yeah.
You know how much I've been trying to figure out like why I said that? Like I went back and listened to the episode the last time when I said it, and I was like, what was I thinking?
Yeah, you're gonna have to tell that to him, man. Imagine 16-year-old Pete watching Fantasy Factory thinking that one day he'd be explaining himself on Zoom.
On a show that I'm co-hosting.
Pete, you can't back out of it. You can't go soft. You have to actually make an argument for why he's scheming.
Absolutely. I would look like a bitch if I didn't.
Yeah, listen. That's your business. I won't be on that call. I'll let you figure that out.
I would prefer it that way.
Yeah, okay.
Take it head on.
You can fight your own battle.
I'm going to take a side and team up on you, Pete.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I'm
That's
willing
really
to.
The smart move.
It's already uphill for me. You just made it 90 degrees. But
Yeah. No, I agree. I can't wait. That's going to be my favorite episode. I obviously already know that.
Yeah, some nice, Pete. Pound a couple Costa Bravas before that, so you're feeling nice and lit.
Yeah, I'll just be like, I was wasted the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, advice to Pete, whenever it's in the family, just make sure that whatever you say, you're prepared to back up, because you could get called to the carpet, and
Hey,
I consider him a hard worker. Some even call him a business mogul, definitely entrepreneur. But hey, if you want to go with scheming, that's your business.
I cannot wait for Pete to have
this is going to be so bad. Just the whole building's just going to go up in flames.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens to the Pete army after this. Maybe they'll be stronger.
It might be stronger.
Yep.
Another big thing. Did you see my shirt today? This is the second shirt from Daddy-O.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, they got good stuff. But I noticed, you're representing tequila shots, but just chugging Costa Brava. So I'm just wondering if we could get some
Well, this is my weekend.
Oh.
Costa Brava, then tequila shots.
Got it. So you're going
with the tequila shot.
You're going full shots. You're blacking out this weekend. You're going to send some weird text to the group chat.
I'm just going to turn my phone off. I think it's best that I just click the old off button.
Yeah. I think you should start tweeting at Rob when you get drunk.
Oh
gosh. Yeah, you might as well just give him some more ammo,
I might as well just go back to Wisconsin if I'm going to be doing shit like that.
Just make a video. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to your group chats, because you hit us with a real good one the other day.
Yeah, that was an accident.
Yeah, I would imagine. What do you think you're drinking? Let me flip the show here a little bit. Like, drinking amount, would you say what level of increase since quarantine?
I don't know, not a lot more. At the very beginning it was, because there was everybody was like, oh, this is a thing to do. And then 2 weeks after I was like, all right, this is pointless. But it's probably the same, maybe less, just because I'm not going out on weekends.
But you're drinking a Costa Brava right now. It's 3:45.
I know, but they're the proud sponsor of Behind Closed Doors.
He drinks them on every show, every episode.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, those potheads who are just like, oh, I need to get high before I drive or before I do this.
Yeah.
He's like, I need to drink a Costa Brava before I do some editing work or before I do my show or before
That's true. And
you found 3 of these suckers? Huh?
I said it's specifically Costa Brava, not just I need to have a drink. It's like, yo, man, I'd love to work on this video, D, but I got to get a Costa Brava in me first.
I think there's something in the water.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Just looking
What do we got on Tim Grover? What is the Tim Grover thing?
Yeah, so I mean, I saw him in the Duck, and then Drummond. You had him on Short Story Long. There's some controversy on him on the Duck. I don't know if you heard about this, but he had the part about he was talking about 5 guys came with pizzas to Michael's door, and everyone's like, "There's no way 5 guys came in Utah to deliver a pizza at midnight. There's no way 5 guys are working at the pizza joint." So I just want to hear about Tim. Like, is he intense? Like, do you think he's exaggerating? Like, he's one of the biggest legends. He's trained Kobe, D-Wade, everything. Like, was he one of the most intense guys when you're with him, or he's just intense when he's training?
Yeah, and here's what's interesting about him is, you know, I think the reason why I would believe the pizza story, obviously I'm biased because I think he's a good guy, but is I think that was the whole point of why it was fishy, is because they obviously were tipped off that it was going to Michael Jordan. And there's even rumors that, I forget the team, but the team he was, Utah Jazz, was it?
Yeah.
He was playing, knew that and poisoned him. That's a real rumor.
Also, what do you poison a pizza with?
Good call. I don't know. Not
You,
my
like, rub
expertise.
you like raw meat poison? Like, I don't get like how you. There's not like a poison thing that you automatically put in and get food poisoning from.
Maybe they have like old cheese out of the trash or something.
But that just means they already have old cheese in the trash, which is like maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know about that part, but that was like the rumor, was that they caught wind, and that was like the giveaway, was that they all showed up, and how did they all know that it was coming to Michael? But as far as Tim goes, like, so I read Tim's book and saw
Attack, right?
what?
Jump Attack or another one?
Relentless.
Okay, I read another one, Jump Attack, which like teaches you how to jump higher. And it didn't really work on me. But
Really? Why the fuck are you reading a book how to jump higher? Why is that on a list of your desires?
That's the one book I've read in the past couple of years. I read, it's called, and pretty much like teaches you like the exercises that Jordan and Kobe do to be able to dunk. And I really wanted to dunk a basketball, so that was the book I read.
That's amazing. So I read Relentless, and then I watched some of his videos, and he seemed very, very intense. Like the way he talks like a drill sergeant. And then he came in and you know, I felt like a little, you know, I guess you would say nervous, because not only is he like just his history is so insane, but he sounds like a drill sergeant. And I will tell you, he was like one of the most thoughtful, nicest, like, I forget what he said. He said something in the podcast that was like way too nice than what I deserved, you know, like sort of telling me like how great what I had done was, or something like that, where I'm like, whoa, like, don't put me in that bucket, right? Like, but so thoughtful. And then he's, you know, we've sort of become friends since that. And he's just, you know, hopefully we're going to team up on some t-shirts, because that's what we were talking about doing just for fun, which would have been great for the around the Last Dance. But I just sent him some of the Chicago Bulls gear. But he's a very, very nice, thoughtful guy, which gives me like a really interesting perspective. Like, I don't know, maybe he's just like that now. Like maybe he's chilled out. Maybe he's like that until you're working together. Or maybe, this is the interesting part to me, there's this element of like deeply caring about Michael and Kobe and, you know, them really becoming great people more than just like a sort of surface level physical thing. But yeah, great dude. Really cool guy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I would just think he's so like to have to train Kobe and Jordan. When you hear about how intense they are, like the type of person that's able to train that intensity, I'm just like, that's insane to me.
Totally. And I think what got me that felt so legendary about it was like it's almost like if you met the guy that like designed the iPhone, like you'd be like, whoa, like this great product, like you were the guy behind it. You're the designer's designer. Where it felt like, man, who is the guy that Michael Jordan and Kobe called when they needed like motivation or like were feeling out of a groove? You know what I mean? Like that's not like
basketball advice.
Yeah, like, well, who do the greatest like achievers in history, like the most killer of all killers, call when they're like, oh, I'm in a slump, you know? And it's fucking this guy.
It's fucking this guy.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Taylor, did the book tell you who to call in that situation?
No, it was just like a lot of stretching,
jumping.
honestly. It was like stretching out your hip flexors and stuff, and I was just like, I don't really got the patience for that.
That's so good. I can just imagine you in the backyard, like, all right, we got this.
Yeah, I really like. That's one of my lifelong goals is dunk a basketball. I'm nowhere close.
Yeah, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. I always say that I think the two best feelings in the world would be singing a song that you wrote in front of a stadium and them singing it back to you. And so also dunking on another grown man in front of a stadium full of people.
Both are extremely awesome feelings that I'll probably never experience either.
No, we never will.
You never know. I think I could be a rap star one day.
The closest I'll get is, you know, the Peppermint Club laughing at one of our groups.
Yeah, that'll count.
And then the fake round of applause at the end that we just use for video.
Yes, that also.
The big one.
Yeah.
Speaking of crowds and speaking of things that people want to know about, we kind of did this funny thing Taylor did really, but your name is really funny when you put it into Google.
Oh, yeah.
So, if you type in Chris Drama Pfaff. How do you pronounce your last name?
Half.
Pfaff.
Yeah.
Chris Drama Pfaff. What do you think? Obviously, Wiki is the first result. Like, the people want to see your Wiki page. What do you think the next result is? Or what do you think any of the results on the list are for the words that come after?
Oh, the words. Oh, shit.
Like the autofill on Google.
Definitely cousin.
No, not in the top 10.
Girlfriend, net worth.
Not girlfriend. It says wife is the first search.
Oh,
Chris
wife.
Drama. So people want to know if you're married or not.
Yep, got it. And then net worth or no?
Net worth is lower on the list, like number 8 or 9.
Damn, what else would it even be?
You got something right.
Brother?
That's
Oh, son of a bitch. Well, let me go clear that up. So it's
No,
like,
no,
It's a joke. It's a joke. No, there's nothing in your teeth. That was a joke.
what do you mean?
The joke is the second most searched thing is Chris Drama Path teeth.
Oh, son of a bitch. I was like, man, I thought I went through this whole episode with a fucking thing in my teeth. Damn it. That makes sense. I think my teeth really, were like a big part of a lot of curiosity about these teeth.
That episode in Rob and Big, when you like sit up and you're just drugged up, looking like a chipmunk.
Yeah.
Really funny.
So if you want to know a funny story, which is long, but I'll tell it short for the sake of this, or as best as I can, so the way that actually went was this. Getting veneers. So I got veneers. I finessed the situation, right? Because I wanted to get veneers. I was just at that point in my life, I wanted to be super pretty. And so this is how most of the ideas for the episodes came up, is I was joking one day with Rob, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be a man dime after this. Like, I'm going to be a 10. Completely joking, like in the backyard with your friends. And he's like, what did you just say? And like, he's really good at like latching on to that moment. And he's like, oh, are you kidding me? Like, you're getting veneers and you're calling yourself a man dime? That's an episode. So I was going to just get my front like 6 teeth done, like what everyone does, which pretty much solves the problem. And they were like, no, we're doing a full episode about this. Rob's going to make you a man dime. You're going to get spray tanned, all this stuff. I'm like, okay, great. So I was able to actually work out a deal, 24, I think I got 24 teeth done. That at that dentist, that's $3,000 a tooth, essentially $75,000 for the thing. And what I ended up doing was, because MTV said they would do it, what that means is now it's part of an episode, which now some of it should be taken out of the production budget.
Yeah.
So they put up like half or something. And then I went to the dentist and I said, yo, I can feature your office on an episode, but you got to give me half off. So they said, okay, deal. And so I essentially, like, I think my bill was like $10K or something for $75,000.
Amazing finesse.
Finessed
That's
it.
a great story.
And to look like this.
What?
To look like this.
Yeah. And then
Wait,
here's the
that's
second
drama?
part.
That's the man dime. That was the episode. They made him into.
Oh my god. What's up with your hair?
Extensions.
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
That was beautiful. And then the second part of that is we filmed.
That's so good.
We filmed, like, what you do is you go in on the first week and they shave all your teeth down to little baby dolphin teeth, and then they put like temporaries on while they make the actual veneers. That process takes a week. You go back, you pull off the temporaries, you put on each veneer one by one. So we actually filmed that episode when they just put on the temporaries, and I had no idea it was going to be like the most horrendous experience of my life. So I'm sitting there getting all my teeth like shaved down to little dolphin nubs. It's so brutal. I have full mouth of dolphin nubs, but then they'd be like, okay, let's take a break real quick. Rob and Big Black are going to come in. Let's get a quick moment. And like, I would just sit up and like, do I look pretty? Or like whatever the line was. And then they would go out for another hour and I'd be back in like misery. And then like, all right, we got to take a break and like bring in the lights. And then the guys are coming back. So it was like this whole thing where I didn't realize I was signing up to document like probably one of the most uncomfortable 6 hours of my life.
That's gnarly.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
Yeah. It was a good.
How'd you come up with the episodes? You kind of just freeball it? Like, this seems like you guys are shooting the shit and they're like, let's make an episode about it. Then MTV has to approve it.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you, like that's the real, like undeniable genius of Rob is, 90% of what we shot came from real life things. So either like he's just browsing around on YouTube and finds some like, oh, there's a fucking hovercraft, that some guy has in Minnesota. Like, let's get it out here. or stuff like that. And then obviously we had writer help, but they would mainly just take his idea and help make it actual into like a story arc.
Yeah.
That would fit right with the commercials, more structure. But it was really like, you know, one of our other really famous episodes was we got attacked by sharks. And it came from like one day him and I were driving by the ocean, like down in Venice or whatever. And he just looked into the ocean. And he was like, how much do you think it would cost for you to let a shark like attack you, like to jump in the water? And I was like, dude, there's no price. You know, I don't know. There's no price.
Yeah.
And he's like, come on, like blah, 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 10 minutes, just like a one bite. Like, what if you knew it was one bite? I'm like, no, man. And what happened was when we were having that conversation, we were in the car with the production team following us, and they always had cameras running. It was never like we weren't filming. They just had cameras running. So by the time the production team was so good, by the time we got out of the car at our destination, the producer ran up and was like, hey, we have a place in the Bahamas that will let you go get attacked by sharks. If you want to do it, we can go like next month. And we're like, oh, shit.
And you're like, oh, shit, 'cause you had to do it.
Totally. And so that's where, yeah, it just all came from like,
did you start getting worried when he would come up with ideas knowing that you were likely going to be the person to have to do it? Would you be like, oh, no, I don't know, or like stop answering? Or
yeah, and I would say like really early on, like they would tell me, you know, more so the way that would look is they would call me, let's say they would call me today and they would say, hey, you know, we're going to start shooting in June. We have an idea for an episode where you, like this really happened, where you get trampled by a bull. Like,
I remember that episode.
Like, would you be down for that? And I was like, yeah, you know, because we're talking about doing that like in August. You know, and I'm like, yeah, like whatever. Like that'd be such a good clip, you know, that'd be such a good like episode. Yeah, I'd do it. And then like the day comes and you're like, oh my God, like what did I agree to? Like one of the most famous ones was, and they were going to actually do an episode about showing how far I would go at Rob's request, where they asked me if I would let them shoot me. Like if I had a bulletproof vest on, could Rob shoot me? And I was like, oh, I don't know, man. Like, are you sure it's safe? Like what happens, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And they're like, no, we're not going to do that.
Can you imagine those family gatherings?
Oh my God.
What was my funeral where my aunt and uncle are talking? Like, look what your son did to my son.
That's crazy. Was there anything that was just too crazy where you're just like, no chance?
I think the shooting one was like pretty close. No, the scariest one was the bull, or actually the scariest one was either the bull or getting shot out of a cannon. And on both of those, I almost said no the day of. Like I almost got there, looked at it and said, no, I can't do this. But no, I think they always kept it in the realms of like, we thought we would survive.
Yeah.
It's a good chance.
Well, I mean, isn't there so much liability from MTV and all this shit? Like they kind of have to make sure it's going to be okay.
So no, I mean, you know, we signed so much shit that we could totally die and it wouldn't be any big deal. The only liability is this: you can't do anything that a kid could recreate. So like a kid can't find a bull, a kid can't find a cannon, a kid can't flip a car. But like, I'll give you an example. Early on when I had just moved here, I was probably like 20 years old. One day, this was when we were filming Rob and Big. One day Big Black was pretending like he was going to get into the dog's cage and there was no way he was ever going to fit. And so I came up and they're like, do you think you could fit in here? And I'm like, totally, like that's easy. She's like, let us see. So it was all a setup. So I climb into the cage, they close it and lock it. And then Big Black picks it up. They run it out to the pool and they set it on the edge of the pool. And I'm like, there's no way these guys would push me in the pool. I have my phone, I have full clothes, I have everything. And before I could even stop screaming, they pushed me into the pool. And I remember hitting the bottom of the pool and I was like, I was kicking as hard as I could, but I was in this little cage. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to drown. Like there was really a moment when I was like, okay, I have to take a breath now and it's going to be all water. And like right at that moment, Big Black lifted me up just so the corner of the cage was out of the water. And in the video, you just see me like just breathing. And it was one of the fun. And then they started being like, deadliest catch. Like deadliest catch, son, whatever. And it was one of the best clips we have, but they couldn't ever air it because a kid could do that.
Oh.
So that's archived somewhere.
Yeah, and there's actually, like, if you look in one of the intros or something, they showed just a really quick clip of them actually pushing me and going into the water, but it stops there. They could never, we fought that for years and they would never let us post it.
Damn. That's scary to be in a cage at the bottom of the pool
so
you can't get out of.
Oh, it was so scary. And I didn't even, like, I underestimated it. Like, because couldn't get any leverage. Like, I was in a ball.
Oh my
and so I hit the bottom and I was like, oh my God. And I started kicking and I started reaching for the lock and I couldn't find anything. And I was like, I'm going to die in a freaking Petco cage in the bottom of a pool.
So, okay, quickly on on just an assumption or a guess, how many times do you think he's almost killed you? Like the gun would have been, like you're messing with a gun in a bulletproof vest.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think Bull was pretty bad. I think really the closest was Dog Cage, but yeah, we got away. We got so lucky. My brother broke his neck, but other than that, like nobody really even went to the hospital. Like we got so lucky when you really add it all up.
Right.
Wild.
Yeah, it was
mini jackass.
Good memories. Yeah, well, I mean, not only does Rob just kind of have that type of brain, but one of our executive producers was the creator of Jackass, and so I remember he would periodically show up, and when I was young, like whenever he would show up, it was like, oh no, because he just like try to take everything to the next level.
Yeah. Do you think you guys kind of created this wave of these YouTubers in this whole generation?
Kinda, yeah. I think Rob did. I think if you talk to Logan Paul or Jake or any of those guys, like they all grew up in that Fantasy Factory Rob and Big generation, and I think some probably pretty directly, but some also just indirectly. Like it just was the thing that was on at the time, and so that's gonna sort of influence. But I really do think the Rob Dyrdek like creative brain probably is heavily, that DNA is heavily into vlogger.
Yeah, which is wild what a cultural impact he's had.
Yeah.
For someone who's so skinny.
Yeah, for someone who's just scheming around, like it's so crazy.
Well, it's like, yeah, I know, fuck you guys. But like with the Fantasy Factory, it was like you guys figuring out from day to day, it seemed, of just like figuring out shit to do. And that's what the majority of these vloggers do now, is just like,
yeah,
where can we just go spend money to do some shit to record it?
Totally. Yeah, it was very, very similar. I think it definitely inspired a generation to go do other dumb stuff.
You know what? Once I get roasted by Rob, if he wants to do like a one-off episode with me where I just do something stupid, maybe where he shoots me with the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's your punishment, or you have to do. He's gonna make you do something crazy to own up for what you said.
The thing is, I'll do most things, and I've done most things.
We're well aware.
Yeah. So it's like.
Yeah, we're well aware, and if we could do a behind closed doors episode where Pete gets shot, I think that'd be like pretty good for ratings,
Yeah, we'll bring that up when Rob comes on. Will he be okay and make amends with you if you let him shoot you?
Yeah, I mean that seems totally fair.
All right, Pete, we got 5 minutes left on our free Zoom before we run out of time.
Give me a quick update on your stock market. You told me today some absurd number, but I just want to clarify, maybe get just a screen record here.
So the market keeps going up. My short keeps going down.
Right.
Right now, I am down $89,000 on this one trade.
Wow.
That is more than I make in a single year.
Yeah, it's not bueno.
Yeah, you're like a freaking mini Davey day trader, huh?
$89,000 in probably like 5 weeks.
I mean, but here's my question for you. Like, you're a smart guy, and I know, like, it's good content, but you got to believe it's still coming, right? Or have you given up hope?
No, I keep buying more of this because I just know the market's coming down. It has to come down fundamentally.
Is there no end date to it?
Is there what? No. So I'm investing in a triple leveraged short that is a triple inverse of the S&P 500. So if the S&P 500 goes down 1%, mine goes up 3%. If the S&P goes up 1%, which it's been doing, mine goes down 3%. Yeah, do your math, Pete. So
you got it.
Yeah.
Pete?
So I'm getting fucked.
Yeah. Well, you got to believe it's coming. I mean, look, if a crash never comes, it's literally all make-believe land.
Yes.
It has to be. Exactly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's make-believe land and I lose a bunch of money. So it's a lose-lose.
Are you willing to sue?
Yes.
Who would you sue exactly?
Yeah.
D for giving me this advice.
Got it.
Poor guy.
I like that. Yeah, I can't wait to see, man. At least because there's so much on the line, we'll get like real updates. And like I said, great for content.
Great content, great updates. And if it does turn around, it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
What else we got, Pete? Is that it?
That's it. Quick plug on Costa Brava, guys. Go head over to CostaBravaCocktails.com. Group chat 10% off. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, premium vodka drink. It's amazing. Go ahead and follow us on Melrose Street Journal. Taylor's writing shit all day, every day. I write like an article every couple of months, but still quality shit that you should pay attention to. Newsletter every week. Dramas at Drama. Taylor's at Taylor Offer. I'm your boy Pete, all below here. Anything else? Group chat.
That's it.
We also have this other podcast.
I never thought
Good tagline from Pete. Quality shit that you should pay attention to.
Yes.
That's actually not bad. That speaks to the millennials. Also, I never thought Pete would be telling people you should go check out Drama at Drama.
Yeah.
The role reversal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dreams do come true, kids.
Your boy Pete just shouting out. He's like, "Oh, I'll give a plug to Drama."
Yeah. Thank you, Pete. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Hey, that's what I do.
Yeah, it means a lot, man. I can't wait for the showdown, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Rob, I can't wait. That's coming soon. Do you think in the next couple of weeks maybe, or?
For sure. Yeah, I'd say probably in the next week while he's still, it's still bothering him.
Right.
Well, if he doesn't, Pete, you got to poke the bear a little bit and, talk some more.
Yeah. I don't think you guys, it would look so bad for me to A, back down, and B, act like I didn't say what I said.
And if there's a world, Pete, where you go head to head with Robin in some miraculous way, like you kind of beat him in an argument, like that's a lot of street
That's a huge win, but there's a lot of risk and a lot of downfall to that play. So it's like.
Yeah.
I say you talk to me, you talk to Drama, you try to get some ammo on him. This is like this is Drake and Pusha T. Like you got nothing to lose. You're Pusha T.
No.
Yeah, that's true. But this is like Drake and
Pete.
I don't know. Like Pete, yeah.
Drake and Pete. Yeah. Hard loss is coming, but willing to play.
Good content.
Yeah, great content.
You're Dave Portnoy and the Barstool, the HBO exec.
Yeah, the suit guy, yeah.
No, that is the farthest thing from what I am.
You're a suit man.
Don't suit man me.
You're pretty much in this situation. You're suit man.
It sounds like you're suit man yourself, man.
We're over. We're almost out of time. We're gonna run out of time.
Yeah, limited time on the Zoom. It keeps us short and concise.
Yep. Okay. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Hey,